Here we go. Are we up and running? A few things to check. One, Wi-Fi, okay. Check. Drop frames, no. Oops. Kill the audio. Aye, okay. Looks like we're here on the second, he says. Mike is the same as yesterday. We still haven't got the cord. I know yesterday the shop was closed and I see in the box there were some Amazon deliveries and one of those must be the new microphone cable. So unfortunately it's not in service yet. It'll be here any minute, I think. And today I guess we're going to finish this key block today. Seems all right. Oh, here we go. Look at all this. All the good mornings, good mornings. Hi, gang. What kind of stream will it be today? Quite peaceful one, I think. I know. I have no idea. Who knows? Not sure what this is. A little line in front of his face here. Is that something that should be carved, or is that left over? The black has come off the top of it. The black comes off, you know, bit by bit. I better go back to Jid's original before I cut this away. It might be something that's supposed to be there. Hear that? The running feet upstairs? All right, what's going on here? Yep, good morning from everybody. Yesterday I was over in our Ome workroom. I don't get there. You know, it's my house, but I don't get there very often. It was the first time I'd been there in about a month, over a month. And they're snowed under. The ladies are really doing a good job there. It's all our shipping is done from there. After we make prints here in Asakusa, we check them and then send them over to Ome. And the ladies there, you know, get them all packed and ready for sending. And that's where all the shipping happens too. When we get orders, they come into our system here. We make sure it's all set and paid and everything's cleared. And then send it over to Ome. And Ome does the shipping. And because of all this, all the owls and Christmas orders and everything else going on right now, they're just snowing, the two ladies there. So. One of our printers also works there. She's a housewife who lives in Ome. She can't come to Asakusa every day, of course, too far. So she prints all by herself there. She's lonely. I mean, not lonely as a person, but I mean lonely as a printer. There's nobody else in the room. She sits there with all the shipping going on around her, and sits there printing. And it's not a good situation, because with other printers around, you see what they're doing, you feel what they're doing, you get, you yourself start to improve, with all the things going on around you. And she just sits there by herself. So it's a problem for us, because she's not improving, not changing, just getting into a routine. And there's nothing we can really do about it. This week she's printing the carp. We have a Hokusai carp design in our catalog, and there's been a bunch of orders for it with the gift season, so we're empty. That's her job for the next couple of days, to print a batch of those. And while I was there, I showed them the Facebook page that some of the Twitch people here have made, the fan page from Mokuhankan. They couldn't stop laughing. They have no idea what happens on these streams and what kind of fans we have and stuff like that. They don't see that part of our activities. And they saw this fan page that, can I say, you guys have set up, and they just killed themselves laughing. Good fun. I think the new camera seems to be working pretty well, as far as controlling the light and stuff and focus. I think it's doing very well, as far as I can see. I haven't watched yesterday's, Monday's stream, but I saw a bit of Sunday's stream in recording, and it looks like the light is being caught pretty well. Excuse me here. Try to turn away from the microphone to blow my nose. So I have a question in the stream here. Cut. Okay, a bit of a technical question, and I'll try and answer it here. And I've got to be careful, I'm cutting an important place here. The knife has a beveled side and a flat side. And we've talked about this many, many times. If I do a sampled line here, just in a place where it doesn't make any difference, so I can fool around here. We're going to try and leave that line and take away the white wood, and take away the rest of the wood. And because the knife has a beveled shape, because the knife is it's a thick object that tapers to a point. So when we push it into the wood, there's no wood has been taken away yet. So the wood has been stressed. It's been pushed aside on both sides of this blade. It's been squeezed. It's like a boat going through the water. You know, the water moves out of the way. But here the wood can't move out of the way. So the wood gets squeezed both sides. That's not good for us. If I cut this, I can go ahead and do it because this is junk. If I cut this, the wood has now been squeezed on my left and squeezed on my right. Later on, when we take away this part we don't need, the leftover line has been squeezed and stressed. And if we think about later on when we're going to do this from the other side, if I just bring it straight through here and cut, the wood is now getting squeezed again on both sides. You take away this part, you've now got a leftover line that's really stressed. The wood has been squeezed and compressed. Turns out that when you make a print this way, take away all the wood, put some water on, get ready to print, that it takes in the water from the pigment and expands, and you get a fat line instead of a thin line. So we don't want to do it that way. So what we want to try and do is, this is one reason why the knife has a flat side and a beveled side. If I cut like this along a line with my knife at an angle like this, most of the squeezing pressure now is happening on the outside because there's a flat side of the knife on the line, and the beveled side is pushing it up. Like if you imagine a boat, the water gets pushed out to the side. So it's partly because of the flat of the blade, partly because my pressure is holding it in place. And then when we do really thin lines, what we do first is we cut a relief line on the outside, so that now when you're cutting the main line, the wood on the outside, look at it, you can see it moving. It's free to move and expand and push out of the way. So all the stress comes here, and none of the stress comes there. So the point being, the question here in the stream, the general basic rule of what we're trying to do, wherever possible, we want the flat side of the knife against the line. Now the question, the farther and farther away I get away from the question, is there any kind of cut you need to make that requires the use of the edge opposite the point? He's talking about the beveled side. And there is. If I want to go here back and forth, again, let's I don't want to spoil the face, talk and cut at the same time, so whatever. You got 1, 2, 3, 4 lines here, whatever. Flat side of the knife on this line. But you can now do it this way. We can use the beveled side of the knife. This is against the rule I just told you, but it doesn't matter now because this is so thin that the wood has room to escape. And look what's happening. The wood is picking up and popping out, and there's no stress on this side, even though it's the beveled side. No problem. Come back and do the next one. Flat side of the knife on the line. And now again, beveled side on the line against the rule, but it's okay because the wood has room to escape. And then again, flat side. I'm being rough here, sorry, excuse me. And then again, beveled side. And this is what happened. We did that hair cutting on a video before, a while ago. So yeah, there are cuts, if I understand the question correctly, there are cuts that require the beveled side and cuts that require the flat side. But the general rule, and especially when the work is really fine and really delicate, keep the flat side on the line. Here's a beveled side. Doesn't matter, it's in waist area. These random scribbles by Jed, but you got to do it exactly as it's there, because they're not really random, they're vivid strokes of the brush. We'll do the same thing here then, flat side of the line on this one. Then cut back and do this with a bevel. Technically wrong, but look at the wood moving, it doesn't matter, there's no stress. Looking good. Nice. Wood is really too soft for this. I wish it was harder, but I don't know how many copies you're going to be able to get from this block. I'd like more, but whatever. Let's get some of the waste out of the way before doing the last lines here. Oops. Where am I? Got lost. So what have we got happening over here? Talking, can I? Oh, I can't catch all this. Look at this. I can't catch all this. I'm sorry. Stomach. I had a good breakfast, actually. It's not growling. It's digestic. Sorry about that. So it seems I screwed up. Did I get the wrong question? What are you talking about then? My question was about the section of the sharpened edge opposite the point. No. Oh, the point is all we use, of course. The point is all we use. And I still really quite perhaps don't understand the question then. I thought what the question was about the bevel side as opposed to the flat side. But the question, whatever, is asking, do I use this part? It's impossible. The point is all we use. Absolutely. Just the point. The angle sometimes is different, Excuse me. If we've got a straight line we want to carve, as opposed to a curved line, I shouldn't muck around too much. I'm trying to get to a difficult part of this print. If we're carving curved lines or straight lines, we're cutting a straight line. What I'll do sometimes is I'll put the angle, look at this, go down, 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 because this helps the knife stay on the lines rather than wandering. And if it's a curve, you bring the knife up, 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 so that less metal is in the wood, allowing you to go around the corner. You can't go around a corner if this much knife is in the wood. It breaks straight off. So this angle changes all the time during the work. So in that sense, the part of the knife that's cutting is more up towards this end. But I can't imagine any way to use this. I don't know what to say. Anyway, let me be quiet for a minute. I got some stuff to carve here. bit messy down in the trenches here. It's okay, whatever. Let's get some waste off here first. Okay, I think that's it for the quiet part of today's work. We're now going to get some noise. All these lines are in the face now, these eyes and nose and stuff like that. I've carved what I think is a proper shape. But it's hard to tell, you know, so I've carved a little bit on a proud on some of these lines. After we do a test printing, some of these lines may swell a bit. We'll see how it goes. Then I'll come back and shave some things. I can see a few right now. The point of this one's a bit funny. This one's a bit too long. It's best not to fool around too much at this stage now. Do a test print first. I think, have I missed anything? I think the key is cut, right? There's the head. The pommel, it's all cut. We fixed the part we screwed up earlier. Down here. This isn't cleared out yet. I think it's all cut. It's going to get noisy. Let me zoom out. Talk, talk, talk. What's going on over here? So, hammering to come. People are working on us, right? People are with this. Persuader, persuader. No, the inside of the sword's coming off. I just haven't done it yet, that's all. So. There's not much here. It shouldn't be more than a few minutes work either. What will we need? 1, 2, 3. I think this is a better camera, you know. I'm seeing a better image than I think I saw before. I don't think we need that light. Let's get that off. Zoom in a bit, right? That'll do it. Okay, let's go. Should I take my mic and hang it up out of the way? Maybe. I'm going to hang the mic up here a little bit, out of the way of the hammer. Now, also dangerous. There's registration marks here. This is the stage where I cut them off if I'm not careful. It's hard to see. There's a registration mark in the corner here, and one here. And it's common for me to, not common, but it's not unknown that I've knocked them out of the way and knocked them off. So, okay, noisy. Sorry again. Here we go. Light tapping here. This thing has lots of control over the power. You know, if you hold it back here and swung, you're way over. I'm going to just hold it near the head here. Excuse me. Camera still? I think so. Bonus points to anybody who can remember the name of this thing. It was in the thread just the other day. I think it's Grawlix. I don't know how to pronounce it. Grawlix, right? Whoop, wrong way against the grain. back when I was doing this in Canada, you know, before I ever came to Japan, I made my first, I don't know, half a dozen prints, I don't remember exactly, in Canada as a hobby before coming to Japan. And I had no hammer and larger chisels. I had just the, you know, the smaller clearing chisels. So all the outside part of the prints I made, like this, were all done with chup, 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 chup. I don't know why I didn't think of it, you know, just didn't get a bigger chisel like this, you know. Or maybe I was too scared. You can't do this. You can't bang away at a piece of wood that you've just carved all that delicate stuff on, you know. I didn't think of it. Then I got here and saw guys working and okay, you know. Because it's time, you know. If I sat here digging with a tiny chisel, it's days and days and days of work. What should be just minutes like this. It just didn't dawn on me. So if you dug out one of my older blocks now, there's a bunch of them over in the old mate warehouse. Blocks I carved, you know, 30 years, 35 years ago. God. And they're all full of tiny, tiny little chisel marks around the outside. You know, this job. Just crazy. Didn't think of it. The clearing should just be a few minutes. Still here. Chop, chop, chop. Be a couple minutes here, get this away, then we're back to smaller, quieter chisels. So sorry about the noise for a few minutes. It'll be over soon. Must be camera coming, right? Yeah. Big knot here, look at that. Yosh. Morning, sir.
Good morning, good morning.
Have you found a good time to do the commute thing, you know?
Yeah,
Less-
I think about this time is good.
It's less crowded as any, is it?
Yeah, I found a different car.
Back of the train, front of the train?
So it's front, huh? Yeah, towards.
They have ladies' cars on the train?
They do, yeah.
The front, number one, kind of?
It's number one going into, or going in, and the back one going out, one way or the other. But
You haven't played the, you know, foreigners game on that? Because we can't read Japanese, you know. So
Oh,
you
yeah.
get on that card.
it was one of the first times hopping on that train. It was about to leave, so I
Yeah.
just jumped on the nearest car,
Yeah,
and then I noticed
the pink car.
there was
Yeah.
all women
Yeah.
except one other Japanese man
Hey?
who jumped in with me.
Ah, so-
And then we looked at each other like, I think we've made a mistake.
Yeah, well,
and we
you-
both
you can get
immediately
to it.
walked over to the next car.
I know it is. It's got qualifications, you know. I know. If you read the small print, I
Right.
know men with women,
Right.
Not any couple, but like if you need this, what's the word? Like a
I think families can go
or
together
whatever,
with
something
children
like this. Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah. So there are
helping
exceptions
people
to
with
that rule.
wheelchairs or
Yeah,
other
yeah, of course,
kinds of
of course.
needs.
But
But,
not
but two
able-bodied.
single guys jumping onto the chain.
But that must happen all the time, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty funny. Wait a second.
60 women look at you and think,
What happened?
10, 9, 8. Out
Yeah.
you go.
Yep.
Say hello to the stream here.
Yep.
We're all
Good
busy this
morning, everyone.
So looks like there's lots of conversation. I have no idea
Oh,
what you're
good.
talking about. I can't watch while I'm doing
All
this.
carving. Do you want me to sit in for a few minutes or not?
If you
Just
want,
go?
sure, go ahead. I got 3 things plugged in here, so be careful if you move it
Okay,
around.
I'll
Sure,
try not
sure.
to knock everything down.
Thing is, I'm going to be pretty noisy here, so still.
Yeah. Hi for a little bit.
Careful of all the
Yeah.
blacks. Yeah.
That's right. Make sure I don't pull anything else down. Morning, everyone. Host Cameron back in the chair.
Bringing you today.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, the mic is here. If you're gonna take this, you can
Okay.
take the mic. Whatever.
Well,
Pin it
you
right
end up
there.
still telling stories. So.
Whatever. It's your turn.
Oh, my turn. I don't know. My turn. Good morning. What is this? I'm gonna jump way back here, see
There's
what's
lots
going
of
on.
new faces, you know. So maybe there's people that don't know who you are.
Oh.
Or whatever, so.
Good morning. I'm Cameron. Am I still new? Yeah, it's been a little over a month, but I'm still saying I'm new. And still learning all sorts of stuff. We're having fun here. I don't know. I'm gonna see what's going on here in the back of the conversation. We've got greeted by sounds of percussive maintenance. Hello, all.
Sorry about this.
Is your have they named your tools, or did you name your tools?
Well, I think this one, Persuader. This actually, it's not my concept. I don't know if you look.
Persuader.
People like this is not my idea. People are, I don't know, mechanics or car mechanic or whatever. He's
Yeah.
trying to get his bolt off. He tries
Right.
to get the bolt. It doesn't go. So at some point he says, "Okay, time to bring my Persuader."
Right.
This is not my creation.
Yeah.
And it's become this thing. You know.
It sounds like the chisel's name is Bob.
Huh?
the,
What?
the chisel has been named Bob by Tsubasa Akari.
I think I'll reserve judgment on this one.
Yeah, I came to today's stream seeing that we are naming Dave's chisels. This
But
is a good
okay,
day.
okay, while they're at this, then this chisel, this was one of the ones that was given to me by Ito-san's wife. After Ito-san passed away, this is that big long video.
Oh wow,
This is one of the chisels that I got from her. So
you put it to good
keep
use.
that in mind if there's any sort of
Yeah.
naming and whatever going on. This is this is a treasure. This is a
Yeah. Were there some you said that you are not using, not wanting to
Yeah. No, they're here.
to put
Oh.
or to wear out any further,
Oh,
but
exactly.
some you're
Oh,
still using?
Exactly. The first group I got from her, you know, the knife that's been in the various videos and in Peter Barakan's story and stuff like that. I will never use this. I can never use this. So it still is. It's not a knife that would have been in daily use even for him because it's sharpened very, very thin and delicately.
Okay.
And I didn't exaggerate that story, but it is a true story. But this isn't something he would have used for daily rough work all the time, every day.
Mhm.
He would have used it when he was carving delicate lettering
Yeah.
or hairlines or stuff
Okay,
like that.
very, very fine
And
lines.
one of the reasons I'm not using it is because it wears out and it would disappear.
Yeah.
I want to keep it. And the second is I would probably still break it if I instead of that story, honestly.
Yeah.
It's extremely delicate. But it's an heirloom, so I won't use it for that reason because I don't want it to wear out. There
Right.
it is. One of the last tools left by one of the last carvers who was really, really good at this.
Hmm.
I think I'm holding this basically now in trust.
Yeah.
No, really, without being sarcastic,
Mhm.
because if we had access now to a few tools left from a Meiji carver, oh my God, we'd die to see this.
Yeah.
So here they are, a few tools left from a late Showa era
Right.
carver,
Right.
100 years from now. This one I got from here. It's no problem. This isn't. I can use this all my life, and I'm already 66. I am not going to wear this out.
You're
so
right.
It's going to still be here.
That looks heavy duty.
It is heavy duty, So I have no hesitation about using this one. But,
Okay. Let's see. We've got Bob, Ted, Steve. Okay, let me scroll down. Separate cars for women. What is the world coming to? Yes. It's more. What was the world? What was the world coming to that necessitated such a car?
those
There were-
cars protect men as well as women.
Yeah.
There's
Yep.
a backstory.
Yes. People get in trouble. Being too close together can cause issues. So accusations were thrown around. Some I'm sure true. Some I'm sure were mistakes. But it's been an issue.
Guy's career gets destroyed because some woman misunderstands something.
Yep. Because if you get on the train during real rush hour, like I've been experimenting with different train times, and one of them recently, everyone was just shoulder to shoulder and holding their bags right in front of them or putting them on the ground between their legs to use up as little space as possible, and just you were packed in there like sardines. And so even just accidental contact because you're smashed together can be misinterpreted and accusations get thrown around. So it can be protective for, anyone to have some safe place, I guess. Let's see. A relic chisel. Oh, someone said, hey, that's really cool. I just watched that video yesterday, so that's excellent. The video about your tools right there. Okay.
Thousands of people watched it.
But not all the thousands of them have also shown up here on Twitch to watch you the next day, so. Creative name giving here. Oh no, did Dave carve off one of the registration marks?
I started to. Did you see this? I don't know.
Uh-oh.
I chatted with you. I went to the left to clear it off, to the right to clear it off. I started to come in. I started to cut it off. So I'm going to leave it for...
Wait a second.
So
Uh-oh, you've been caught.
this is what every mistake I make, I get caught. No, there's no. But this is what I get for trying to do too many things at the same time. It's no disaster. You can see what I've done. I put the chisel under it and started to pop it off. So when we're out of the camera, this is okay. We don't normally glue mistakes, but this one I can glue back on. In fact, no, I can't do it now because I can't press. I'll put some glue under there, pop it down.
Uh-oh.
Trying to do too many things at the same time, so. I warned him first, look, this is what I used to do. I used to carve them off by mistake sometimes. I put a pen mark around it, and the pen mark is now gone.
Because you've carved all the pen part off.
So.
Is the volume a little better? I know I was too loud. Because I'm used to him having the microphone, so I project.
Oh, you
so
put it
that
back.
you can
It's
hear
over
me.
here now? Okay,
Yeah, is that a little better? Rush hour in Tokyo is the absolute worst, yes. You got that right.
But actually, the rush hour on this train, this is nothing, I mean, some of the Yamanote Line trains at Shinjuku Station, the changes there, they are insane. I mean, the white glove pushers, they're there every morning,
Stuff you into the car. Where am I from? I'm from the U.S. Grew up near Chicago, in Indiana, and let's see, what else? I don't know. Yeah, and then someone noticed my sweatshirt. I did go to university in Utah at BYU. Studied Japanese and business there. So
that's Jed's university, isn't it?
Yep, that's where Jed went to. The illustrator, for those who might be new here. Jed is also actually from Indiana, but I didn't know him there, a totally different area. And also went to BYU.
He's here next week, ne?
Oh, is he really?
He's in for the Comic-Con. Comic-Con is, what is it, December 2nd, 3rd, 4th?
Yeah,
but he's probably, he's going to come here, crash the first night.
Oh, okay.
And then head out to the con. And he's probably going to stay at a hotel, or he's going to sleep under the booth or something. Well, no, it's an insane deal. So coming back here to commute is a big deal.
So far, yeah.
So he'll be here probably maybe just one morning here, then out at the con, and then straight back home. Because it's Christmas. It's busy, busy.
Yeah.
he may or not be here featured one day. I don't know. So.
Yeah. Do I know Jed at all? He's a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend through like 3 different layers.
You
we
met
got
him
introduced.
You met him here for the first time, didn't you?
Yep,
Last week
I
when
met
he
him
was here.
in person here a few weeks ago for the first time, but we've emailed and video called and just chatted a bunch. But yeah, that was my first time really meeting each other. But I've been a fan first and then got introduced and talked a lot about stuff. Dave was just talking about the Comic Con, the Tokyo Comic Convention, happening in a couple weeks here in Tokyo. I went to it on his behalf last year in Tokyo.
You ran his booth.
I ran his whole booth, yeah, with my wife, who was 9 months pregnant. She gave birth.
9?
Well, basically, 9 the way the
She gave
Japanese
birth-
count them.
she gave birth
a
at
week
the
and a half
con? No.
later. No, a week and a half later though. It was crazy.
Does Jed get naming rights then?
Yeah. No, but yeah, she's like, I want to do it. I'm bored sitting at home, so I'll go with you. And so we did, and it was really fun. But he's coming to it. The guys organizing the convention this year asked for him specifically because the booth was pretty popular. They really like his art and the woodblock prints, but he also does other prints too. But
that's funny because having said that, I heard this year there was not a crackdown, but they were really trying to push back on the people who were doing derivative works like him. And I'd heard they were sort of trying to hide them in a back wall or something. So I've heard both sides of this story. You know.
Then I wonder why they insisted on having him. He said,
"Sure, because
I've been twisted into it."
I know, because there's 2 things. The American organizers of this thing, American-looking organizers,
Right.
are hip to the modern way of doing stuff.
Right.
But there's no fair use in Japan. Copyright. So the lawyer side of the thing is saying, look, hide these things somewhere.
Huh.
You know. So both things are true. They're sort of, you know.
Yeah.
That's right. We've had lots of Nintendo executives here visiting us, saying, "Hello, Dave. We love your work." You know,
Yeah.
from America or Europe. We have never, ever, ever officially received a Meiji from anybody from Nintendo Japan.
Huh.
And I've got lots of them from Nintendo execs from overseas.
From overseas.
So there's a different way of looking at things here.
Huh.
And the Tokyo Comic Con guys, you know, Americans running this thing, are sitting between both worlds.
Yeah, they're trying to reconcile the differences there.
And they got to be careful.
Interesting. How do I turn a log into a rudimentary homemade block? Someone sent an article about it. One of your blog posts. Someone asked, how do I turn a log into a rudimentary homemade block? And someone else used the wood question, your article back from last year. You know that one?
I don't know. I'm sorry, I don't know the reference here.
That's alright. You might be able to help.
We're now doing this ourselves. You know, we're
Yeah.
going to the lumber yard buying slabs. We're not buying logs. We're buying slabs.
Right. Hoping we can find more of those slabs.
I think next Monday, that video we saw last week on the stream here, those 6 slabs on the floor.
Right.
We bought 2 of them,
Okay.
and they're being delivered here on Monday
Oh.
afternoon. So.
Wow.
And it turns out they're not dry enough to be sliced just yet. So
Okay.
we're going to have to hold on to them for a year, 2 years,
Oh my goodness.
till it's dry enough. My guess is a year or so.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't matter. We're buying for next year, for 2 years. You know, it's what we have
Right.
to start doing. We need to buy for now, but we also need to buy for 5 years and 10 years down the line.
Mhm.
So it's all part of the master plan.
Yep. You've got to think ahead here. Let's see.
You can use one of them as a workbench, as an office bench until it's dry. And you're laughing at this, but we have no choice. We have nowhere to store
Yeah,
it.
we don't have enough
So
space.
no, this is no joke. We're talking about Lisa. Let's put some crates underneath and make a bench out of this, and you can use it as your bench
Yeah.
while it's drying. And then one day I'm going to come along and say, "Yep, this
I-
is mine. Over to
this
me."
one's mine
So
now.
goodbye. There's your bench. You know. So
That's funny. Can you put a tarp over it on the roof and store things up there, or is there not
dr-
space? I don't know.
It's a question of humidity and moisture. We certainly can't put them out in the sun because it would just dry right away and split and crack
Right,
and pop.
yeah.
So it's got to dry slowly in a natural environment. You know,
Yeah.
We're not experts at this yet. We're trying to figure out how to do all this.
Hmm. Cool. Well, I think I'll get out of your hair.
I think it's enough bashing for now. I think I can get to a quieter job now.
Quite a job. Okay. Thanks for letting me crash your stream and set this back up.
Oh, too many wires here.
Yeah.
We have video input. We have USB audio input. We have power. Are we back to normal?
Okay. Looking okay?
I guess so.
All right.
Get back to work.
Yes, we'll do. Yep.
What's on the plan this morning? What's on today's?
Gonna find that last bug or the last error report.
There's
We're
a
down
double
to one.
slash. There's a double slash in there.
Yeah, I thought I got them all, but there's
Yeah.
one left,
Yeah,
so I'm
yeah.
gonna go tackle that.
Yeah.
And then find.
The thing though,
else
what
did-
you're doing now, you guys are commenting out some of the open card code then, right?
No, these ones are things that he